you don't work like this many years to get to where you are, to put the phone down now. Like, and
that just means more. And I don't know. I just want moms to feel proud when they wear it. Like, yes, I'm a mama. Yes, I have kids.
Out there, we're
dope. We are dope. We are so.
We always gotta preface it with something.
What had happened was.
Yes.
And because representation matters.
Oh, yeah.
The more we see
when I hear this, I'm about to beat this face. Yeah. That is awesome. I'm like clapping for you, sis. That's great.
I'll clap for myself.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and launch my own business because I see so many business owners.
Don't even listen to that little voice on the inside of you that's like, because I know I was like, listen, I'm still wearing my mask. I don't know what you're doing.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sadie Says It All. This is our Meet the Woman Behind the Business series, and if you are watching us on the GIM Network, thank you, because we are the new jewel in television for women, so thank you so much. And in 2 weeks, this same video will actually be on my YouTube page, so make sure you check it out on my Sadie Says It All YouTube page, because there we will also have links to our guest pages and we'll have discount codes for other items. So make sure you check out the YouTube as well. Now, so today, we always bring y'all, awesome guests and everything. So today is no different. And I'm actually really excited for this one because we've been trying to get this together for a minute. So today our guest is Charisma. Charisma is the founder of Charisma Eclectic, y'all. The gorgeous earrings and accessories, y'all. So welcome, Charisma.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you. I tell you, I'm always messing with this thing. I have so many of your pieces, and I'll show a few of them off later and you can show some things later, but I'm almost embarrassed to show them all because people are going to be like, she got a problem.
Oh my God.
It ain't going nowhere because I still don't really go nowhere right now. So. Okay. So, Charisma, now I always like to let our viewers know where our guests are located. So where is it that you're located?
I am in Louisville, Kentucky.
Kentucky?
Yes, and like nobody ever thinks that, like, even I started my business 10 years ago and I mostly just vended. So I would do probably about like 5 or 6 shows a year. And sometimes people would see my stuff on Facebook. So when they would meet me at a craft show, they would be like, oh, how long are you in town? And I'm like, I live here. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm here. But I mean, it's a good city, but I just think that like people don't associate my earrings with the city.
It's funny you say that because like I've never been to Kentucky. I don't know if I've ever even met anyone from that area. And you're right. Like you said, like a lot of people may not even associate like fashion in the way that you do it to Kentucky, but people got to realize that everybody come from somewhere. You know what I mean? And a lot of stuff you looking at, you don't know where people come from creating it.
Yeah.
But all right, so wait a minute. So Kentucky, like what's your favorite thing about living there? Like, is that where you're originally from?
I am originally from here. We had moved to Cleveland when I was 4 and we stayed there for 7 years. And so sometimes I think like, oh, I still miss like that upstate kind of feeling. So when I travel to Cincinnati, which is like an hour and 15 minutes away, it kind of gives me that same energy. And I'm actually thinking about moving up there too, like probably within the next year. So that's a good thing. But what I love about here, we have a gazillion parks and I love nature. So like when I say like we are like one of the park cities.
Okay.
And so like sometimes like per year, we'll say, let's see how many parks we can go to. We may go to 17 or 18 parks in a year.
Wow.
Yeah, like we have a lot of walking trails, and there's the Ohio River is like extremely close to where I live and to my studio. So our waterfront stretches literally miles. So you can be downtown and you can walk all the way to the West End, which is predominantly the Black neighborhood. So you're talking about 5 miles that you can walk from neighborhoods to neighborhoods. And I think it really stretches, they're planning to stretch it about 20 miles. So just think from a waterfront and ending up like in neighborhoods. And it's a lot of bikers here. So I don't know. I mean, it's really of course, it's the Derby city. So, before Rona, like the month even before Derby, everybody's just like gearing up for that, like it's Carnival or something. But like we get a lot of people from out of town, so it's really, and it's laid back.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that, about the Kentucky Derby. Everybody gets all dolled up and everybody goes. Like everybody can't wait. That's like Instagram week, girl. They be on there with their hats and their pictures and their wine, But mint juleps. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean that's awesome because I love nature too. I'm originally from South Carolina. I live in Pennsylvania now. But I'm originally from South Carolina. And so I love, actually being able to be, amongst nature and all of that without all of the constant hustle and bustle of the city. It's nice to be able to dip in and dip out. You know what I mean? So, okay. Cool. Now, what I want to ask you, these accessories, girl, are something else. They really are. Now, I mean, have you always been someone that's been into accessories? Were you just more so somebody who was crafty, or was it kind of both? What made you get into designing these?
I think I've been pretty crafty like my whole life. When I was a child, I would say maybe about 3 or 4, when we lived in Cleveland, we would have to walk to our doctor's office because it was kind of close, and there was a printing company. And it used to just be all of this debris of like print sheets that had the color codes on them. And I used to pick them up and take them home and draw on them. And I never knew what those meant until I started graphic school when I was 18. So I'm actually a certified graphic designer. So that's kind of where all the shapes come from, because I just love shape. I love color. Some of my pieces are spray painted because I love graffiti. My handwriting is pretty much graffiti style, and it has been since I was like 16. So yeah, I just love art. I love architecture. My drafting teacher, he actually tried to convince me to become an architect. He was like, "Yeah, you should switch to the architecture program." I was like, do you see how hard we be having it in here trying to draw these blueprints by hand?" And like my daughter, she's into animation. I have a 12-year-old with 13. Oh my gosh, she's 13 now. She turned 13 last month. But I was like, you literally have to draw blueprints by hand, or you draw them in AutoCAD using math. And I told her yesterday, I said, math is like extremely important for animation and for illustration. I said, because you're gonna have to take those drafting classes. Like you're gonna have to do it. So yeah, I just love art all around. Love it. Love it.
Now, if you could explain or describe, if you could describe your pieces, like your jewelry, your line to someone, like how would you describe that? Because, I'm going to show them here, but your stuff is kind of like unlike anyone's I've purchased, that's why I keep getting.
Hilarious.
But if you could, just describe to the viewers kind of like what it is, describe your line, girl, because I'm telling you, they need to know. They need to know.
I think I know that it's eclectic, and my business has been called Charisma Eclectic for 12 years, because every piece it stems from something else. It's a little bit modern, a little little bit Afro-futuristic. Like that's really my thing now. It's a little bit Art Deco. I have some vintage style pieces. I have like this native style piece. Like these are my favorite. I love teal. I love arrows. I love meditation. So a lot of my pieces are lotus flowers. And that used to be my daughter's nickname, Lotus, because her real name is Zen. And so we used to call her Little Lotus.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I just love taking from different areas. I think it just comes from like the art style that I'm interested in, which is like I said, architecture, fashion. I love photography. I'm about to start screen printing on Thursday. So like literally like any form of art, like I love.
Wow. Wow. That's great. And I love to hear you even just talk about it, because you talk about it from a standpoint that like I view it differently, because I guess because I'm the consumer, I see these colors and these prints, and girl, I love me some mixed prints. I love throwing prints together and just making it do what it do. And people be looking at me like, oh, like, yeah, I would have done that. I was like, I know you would, but
Right, it works. And that's the thing, like even in my craft shows, I said I think each one of my pieces I designed for somebody to look really good, even with just a tank top and jeans.
Yeah.
Tank top, jeans, an okay pair of sandals or okay pair of boots, and like you're done. Because the earrings are enough. And sometimes people say, oh, are they statement pieces? And I use that term for marketing purposes, but I really think they make an impression. Like for an introvert, like if they walk into a cafe and they're a very quiet person, somebody's going to say, oh, I like your earrings, and that's going to spark a conversation. Where'd you get them? Oh, like that color is cute. And like you said, I wouldn't have never thought about putting those two prints together, and it's like, yeah, like I just love mixed prints. And I force some of the mixed prints in my styles because I know that some people are timid to do that. Like, oh, you can't wear stripes and plaid. And it's like, I can do what I want to do and it looks great. Like, stop waiting for permission. And like at the craft shows, people are like, oh, they're kind of big. I don't really think that I could pull it off. And it's like, you can do what you want to do. Like, let's try them on. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to trust you. And everybody around is like, yeah, they're cute. Get them,
Yes. I mean, it's funny you should say that about people, and like, oh, I work for a luxury jeweler, and it's funny because I really don't have a lot of interest in anything they got. It's just not. It ain't got no flavor. It ain't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I walk up in there with like these on, or oh my God. Anyhow, we gonna get into them, but like, or these, and I'll wear them, and where I sit in that area, people always come through like, oh my God, like, oh my God, that looks really good. And I'm like, yeah, right, I know. And I know they ain't finna ask me if I got them there, because ain't nothing, they got no flavor, So anyhow.
It's surprising that they don't say anything to you. Like when I was probably like 25, I used to work at Lane Bryant, and they were like, oh yeah, like you have to wear our stuff, because they were so afraid of somebody coming in saying, oh, where'd you get that? And you're like, Target,
Girl, please. I've had people ask me, and that sparks up another. I was like, I support a lot of Black women, small business owners. I was like, and this one, and I just go into it. And I'm like, ain't no shame. Like, I'm like, y'all got a problem, like I don't see y'all buying me none of these pieces in here. So, and don't get me wrong, I have worn like a couple things but I'm just like, so yeah, your pieces are definitely beyond a statement piece. Like you said, they make an impression, and they're a conversation piece. That's for sure. That is for sure. Now, I heard you mention, you were into like meditation, and I was going to ask you, my next question was going to be for you, like, your creative process when you're coming up with these creations and these designs, and I know you come from that artistic background. So like what is the process for you? I mean, do you have a ritual or what you doing, girl?
Every day there's music in my life. Like in the studio, sometimes I listen to jazz or I love a lot of neo soul. And I used to be an on-air DJ for 2.5 years. I was on 97.1 here. And so I have a gazillion playlists. So like whatever I'm in the mood for, I can listen to it. If it's Jill Scott, my business name was actually named after Al Green because he's so charismatic and he's like my number one celebrity. Like, been a fan since I was 13.
Wow.
I'm like enamored with Al Green. Like my license plate, Al Green. Like I'm so serious. And a lot of people wouldn't understand. They're like, but all my friends know. Like my mom called me two days ago and she was like, do you have 3-3? And I was like, yeah, in the front room. And she's like, Al Green's on. And I'm like, what is it? I'm thinking it's an award show. And she's like, something called The Gospel According to Al Green. And I'm like, oh, I seen it when I was 16. I said, but it's good. Call my aunt. My aunt's 86. I said, she will like it. She will like it, you know.
But you know what? Al Green is a mood. You know what I mean? He's an entire mood. It's like when you think about it, like I remember there was a phase I went through, and not, always Al Green is a treasure. He's a national treasure. But there was a phase I went through where, I was playing a lot of Al Green. He's just that dude. I'll never forget, there was this one performance he did. He was wearing this all white suit and he was singing, and I think it was like President Clinton or somebody in the audience. And he just had everybody like, I don't know if he was singing How Do I Mend a Broken Heart? Like he was just, and everybody was just like, and
they were mesmerized. Like I seen that one because I've seen almost all of them. It's like a Michael Jackson concert, but even more so, like just astounded by what he can do. You know,
and just standing still, like he was, dancing all over the stage, singing, and you like, it was just like everything. Man,
he's so passionate. You know what I mean? And I think that was my thing. When I first started my business, I was like, oh, I wanted to be something like that really makes up me, and I was just like, all right, like, yeah, like it has to be charisma. Like it's just, that's all that it is to it. I mean, he's just, but that's a whole nother story. So my creative process, it does, like I said, it includes a lot of music. I don't drink coffee every day, but we'll say at least 6 days out of the week. I had a Keurig in my studio, but then I took it home. So I'm bringing the Nespresso machine here, like a whole thing, because I'm a cafe freak. But
I hear it.
Yes. And then actually, I love a lot of supernatural stuff. So Unsolved Mysteries used to be like my daily playlist, and I could just get so much done. My productivity would be off the chain. Wow. And then like I had to take into stock. I'm like, I can't keep listening to people being killed every day and robberies. This person's wanted, because it wasn't really a whole lot of we saw ghosts in this house type. It wasn't a lot of that in the 13 seasons, because I know, because they're all on YouTube, 4 episodes. It's really Robert Stack's voice, like it's calming. And so like you're just doing blah, 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 didn't have to keep switching anything. And that's the thing with the playlist. Sometimes like I don't want to hear that because I may have heard it last week. So then you switch, it takes up too much time. So I listen to a lot of instrumentals, like that helps out a lot. I love my studio because it's kind of like a co-working space, except everybody has their own separate studio. So sometimes listening to other people work in the background, it helps with the creative process.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. But being around other people that are working, that are being productive, that are being inspired, that's a good vibe, good energy.
Artists, like that's the best thing about it. It's not like, oh, okay, like Kelly or Shantae is next door, and Shantae, she's really into reading books all the time. Like, no, like Kelly next door down the hall, she's a fine artist painter. My friend Lanaya next door, she's a fine artist. Like, and they do fine art stuff, and they have interviews, and they're in magazines, and it's like, okay, like I got this person coming today, and it's like, yes, like we're doing it, and it's a lot of resources that we share amongst each other, and we could say, hey, like, do you think that these are cute and green? Like, what should I do? Like, we can critique each other. So that's the best thing about it. Because I said, do you want to get, an off, a standalone space right now? During COVID, it was like the money for that was going to run anywhere from like $1,400 to $2,000 a month. And it was just like, all right, like, I don't want to give y'all that much money per month or whatever. And it's my studio is 24/7. It's secure. I feel safe, so the studio has a lot to do with the creative process because it used to be a casino. The building that I'm in now was built in the 1800s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and at first it was a carpet factory, and then it was a casino. Okay. So it has some history to it.
Wow. You know what? But to your point about being able to bounce ideas off of other women that are there, and they're creatives and they're artists and they're doing what you do. I just had this conversation with someone that we do a lot of collaborations, a lot of work together. And, we were all fired up because we were bouncing ideas off one another and stuff. And I was like, we got to do a live. We got to go live and tell women, if you're, not feeling motivated and you feeling a little low and you feel a little uninspired, girl, you need to talk to your sister that is doing kind of what you're doing and bounce ideas and talk to one another and feed off of that energy. You have to, because girl, by the time we were done talking, we were ready to go out here and do something. We ain't know what we're finna do. We're finna get ready to take on the world and do something,
Something, yes.
Yes,
I'm
but
telling you.
I mean, that works wonders for you. And I try to, like my husband, he don't get that. You know what I mean? Like he's been better now with trying to be like, yeah, okay, but not like lights are off. Ain't nobody home when I'm telling him what.
He would probably have to see results from somebody else. Like, look, this is how they started. They had 5 subscribers. Now they're bringing in a guy I saw the other day. He said, oh, you want to make some extra money? Do a rain video. Look how much money I made. And it was like $36,000. And I'm like, I watch them rain videos at night. Because I do, because they help you sleep. But I'm like, what kind of camera do you have to like really pick up all of that sound? And, like, what if the lens gets wet? You just kind of overthink it. And it's like, no, do the video, upload it, wait for the money,
Yeah. I mean, but that's true. I mean, everybody starts somewhere, and it's just being inspired enough to, start. First of all, make that first step and then keep going. And I mean, honestly, the growth I've experienced just in the past year has been like, I was like, I wasn't expecting that, or I wasn't expecting this. And I'm just, I'm grateful, and I'm even more encouraged and inspired to keep pushing, because I said, you know what? I finally found something that like I'm passionate about. I've done other things. I had a bath and body business that even made it to like, it was a part of the gifting suite for Rip the Runway, and it was doing, but girl, it was a great product, but I wasn't passionate about it. I was like, this feeling like work now. Like work.
It is like, sometimes I'll leave the studio and I'm like, okay, like, you've been here for 8 or 9 hours, like, go home. But then when I go home, I'm like, I want to go back to the studio. Because I miss it. And I'm like, I could be doing this, I could be doing that. And it's like, no, like, take a break. I did learn that last year. I didn't go through burnout, but
Right.
I was like extremely exhausted, and I was like, okay, like you gotta get it together. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not, even if it's something that you like you can get. My mind just went completely to the left. But even if it's something that you like, you can really get tired from doing it if you do it all the time. It's draining you. So I'll just say that.
You know, but yeah, that's true though. To what you're saying, I sometimes feel like I always want to be doing something like regarding this. Like I have a magazine that I'm launching, and I just constantly want to be going with that. I have another project that I'm working like, and then things regarding, you know, a couple of other things I have my hands. I'm just like so inspired. I just want to go, 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 go. And I'm tired, but I want to keep going. Like I'm excited to keep moving. But I've gotten to the point now where I find that I have to build days into my planner and in my schedule for me to like just do nothing. Because if I don't build those in there, I just keep finding something to do. And I'll build a couple of days in there because I, you know, don't commit to all of them. So like one of these go stick now. One of, you know.
But like last week, I was at the studio and my friend, he texted me, he's like, hey, do you want to go to lunch? And I was just like, because I was really on it. I mean, from like 8 o'clock, and next thing you know, it was 10:30. It was boom, 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 boom. And I was like, can I go to lunch? Do I have time for that? And I said, I'm making an executive decision, damn it. You know, I'm going to lunch. And I already knew that it was going to be 50 degrees that day, which is just like summer, you know, compared to now. So I was like, me and Zim, we're going to the park. We're going to soak up some sun. And I said, then I'll come back to the studio at 4 o'clock and I'll finish up my packages and ship them. And I was like, yes, because I can make an executive decision. And it felt so good. I said, because if I was at somebody's job, I couldn't say, hey, my friend just texted, he wants to go to lunch. Like, okay, you can go to lunch. But then I couldn't have said, and I'm going to the waterfront with my daughter because it's 52 degrees. They would have been like, what?
Are you going where?
Like I literally used to take off or either call in when I knew it was going to be 90 degrees. Like, oh no, it's going to be 90. Like I'm calling in. I would save my sick days. Like honestly, like, okay, like I'm just going to work and you know, you don't mind coming in during winter? Like, no, because I'm not going to be doing that now. So like, why not? So as soon as spring hit, vacation, calling in, they used to be like, so where was you at? One friend she knew, my work cousin, she'd be like, you was at the park, weren't you? And I'm like, yes, I was for 3 hours. Because when I go to the park, I go to the park. We are not going to look and get back in the car. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
See, park days are the best. I haven't done a park day, oh my God, in the longest, but like just going to the park and just being just that's where you at. That's what we're doing. You know, it's just I haven't done that in a long time. See, now look, you done inspired me. I gotta like, of course, once weather break, because in PA we ain't playing with cold. But but that's definitely because we're supposed to go like just have our own little tailgate in the park with just another couple, you know, at one point, and just be out there, you know, and not be worried about the excess and the foolishness. You know what I mean? So but yeah, so okay, all right. Now, do you wear a lot of your own pieces? I mean, I see you wearing your earrings now, but like, are you? Because you know, sometimes I get mixed answers from people. I'm like, what? You make all that gorgeousness and you don't wear?
When I go somewhere, like if I go to an event, I definitely wear all of my own stuff. I wear my earrings and my bracelets or like a necklace if I have it. But on a day-to-day basis, I don't even wear earrings.
Okay.
Because I'm in my studio and I'm moving around so much and I'm packaging things.
Right.
It gets kind of like too sensory for me. Like the bracelets clanking, every little movement. Like no. The less I have on, the best. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, wow, I wear leggings like every day, like literally every. And then that's when you start buying like real clothes, but then the real clothes just sit in your closet and you're like, so are you going somewhere? And there's been like poetry events and everything. And I do poetry too. And I'm like, I should go to a poetry thing. And I'm like, I don't feel like it. And it's, I think because we've been away from people, and then like I don't really work with people, so to speak, that like sometimes when I'm around people, I'm like, really. And like my friends, I told them, I said, I'm like an Andre 3000 now. Like, you should just be happy when you see me, like, yeah, you showed up, charisma's here. You know what I'm saying? So I've really been on my Andre stuff for like 2 years now, 2.5 years.
You know what though, girl? Like, I mean, I kind of appreciated the break a little bit. Now I am this social person. I'm super social. I'm super, but I didn't mind the break. Didn't mind it at all. And apparently I still don't mind it because I ain't been trying to get. My husband's like, he's like, all you do is like work on editing and print stuff and all. He's like, that's all. He's like, don't you want to get out of the house? I was like, my clothes would love to get out of the house.
Yes.
I was like, I did a whole lot of shopping during COVID.
All the deals that people were running to just stay afloat, you know, it was just like, 50% off and then an extra 20. Like, okay, I'll go ahead and get them jeans, you know.
I ain't never wore this out the house. I ain't never wore this out the house.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I'm gonna wear it to film. Like, somebody gonna see. They're gonna see at least this part. They're gonna see it. You know, but okay. So I want to quickly get into some of my favorite pieces because as I was saying at the top of this, y'all gonna think I got a problem. But I'm only show y'all a few, so y'all don't think I got, so you don't really know how bad it is. But now these are, I think, a pair of the most recent that I purchased. I don't even remember the name of
They're
these.
Called,
Palm, that's it, right? And I absolutely love them because they have this lime green in them. And for everybody that's watching, I'm gonna place pictures and images of her pieces throughout this video so that you see exactly what I'm talking about. But these are so cute, and I love wearing these with like cargo pants. Like I would wear like these with some my camo cargo pants, and I wear these, and I wear tank top. I would wear this, and put on my I throw on a pair of like leopard print booties with it, and I'll be like,
yeah.
But that's what I love about your pieces, because I do a lot of mixed prints, and I love making that statement. And that's just, it's like we were saying, it's more than a statement. It's just like, girl, look at this. Child, what? You know what? You can't tell me anything. Like when I wear these, it brings about, it's kind of like, I had this talk with Fedora Collection Designs. I don't know if you follow her on Instagram, but we're having a discussion about fedoras. And I was like, there's just a certain amount of like confidence in all of this that's brought about, depending on what it is that I'm wearing. And fedoras and these earrings, honey, these earrings and child. I mean, y'all, I ain't gonna do it to y'all too bad, but like you got to go check out her website. I'm definitely going to put her website there. And I'm also going to put the Instagram handle so that you can go check out her Instagram page. Because when you go to her Instagram page, you're going to scroll right back up to the top and go in her bio and click on that website, because her pieces are so different, and they're so very unique, and they're just like, I can't get enough of them. Like, I try to beat my husband to the mailbox because I don't feel like answering questions all the time about what's coming. And hold on, I gotta show y'all these too. And I'm sorry, Charisma. I just gotta look, girl, she got the whole continent. Look at that. She got the whole I love them, and anything that I really love, like I get behind and I support, and these pieces, honey, make you feel like you're a walking masterpiece. They really do. Because people looking like, oh, like what? Because you're not gonna find these nowhere. You're not gonna find them nowhere but Charisma Eclectic. I'm just letting you know. Just telling. Anyhow. So at the end of every show, I like to play a little game with my guest. Now, this game is a lot of fun. It's cute. It's a lot of fun. And the game is called, I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see this tonight. Oh, culture tags.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you've seen culture tags ads pop up anywhere, if you're familiar with them, but what it is, there's an acronym that appears on the front of the card, and you are to guess what that acronym is from the clues that I give you. But the clues that I give you, I cannot include any word that is included in the acronym. Okay, so now, but here's the other thing. All of the answers are from the culture. They're all on the culture. So it's stuff that, you know, you're probably familiar with, and we have different categories. So let's see which one we're going to do first. Okay, all right, we'll do this one. Girl, I can't see, so we're going to throw these on. Now, the first category is TV and film. Now, this is the film with starring Angela Bassett and Taye Diggs.
And we got our groove back.
Yes, see that, girl? See, that's easy. That's real easy. But yes. So, like I said, it's all about the culture. So, let's see. Let's try this one. All right. This one is from Black Twitter. Okay. Now, this is typically what we say to let someone know that.
No shade.
What's that?
No shade.
Yes, girl. You ain't got to say that with Jade. You got to say it. She's sitting over there with several black cards. She know exactly what's going on. All right. Okay. Let's try this one.
Okay.
Now, this one is a daily saying. And this is what we typically say when we're on our way to meet someone or pick someone up. And, okay, almost. The F.
2 minutes.
Like it's this a certain amount of minutes.
5 minutes.
There we go. Yeah.
Which is a fib.
No, and good one. I had a cousin that used to say that all the time. And I remember once being at her house with her, getting ready, and we're supposed to be going somewhere. And she on the phone telling the people she'll be there in 5 minutes. We ain't even left the house. The girl ain't did her makeup. And I'm like, why are you lying to these people? But yeah, so I'm trying to think. All right, here's one more. We're gonna do one more. All right. This one is songs and lyrics. Now, this one is a dance. It's a song that's named after a dance.
That is
hilarious. You're the MVP. You're the MVP.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I tell you, you are the MVP. I've never had anybody do them that quickly. But that's
good.
Yeah, but I love that game. It's a lot of fun, and I never really get to play it until, you know, I have my guests here. My husband, he Italian. He don't, you know, he whole thing. Anyhow, but so I guess I'm gonna wrap up here. Charisma, thank you so much for being a guest. You were a lot of fun, and I love sitting and chatting with you. And everybody, again, I'm going to place all of Charisma's information. I'm going to place their Instagram handle in this video. But then in 2 weeks, make sure you go visit my YouTube channel because I'll have linked to our page and everything. But in the meanwhile, make sure you check out our Instagram page because you'll find everything you need to know there. And let me see, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to let y'all know. No, I think that's it. So y'all make sure you join us again for our next show. But thank you for joining us today. And again, Charisma, thank you to you. And everyone, I will see y'all next time. Bye.